Good morning, Nikki.
Good morning, Gigi. How are you?
I'm great. ¿Y tú? ¿Y
Well,
tú? ¿Cómo tú estás?
Aki, I'm actually, I feel like you know how like when you start crawling, like picture someone crawling like on slow motion, like a
Yes.
sloth. That's kind of how I am. I've been
Oh,
like
why
that for
is
like four
that?
days. I dear, because I had the bright idea to go see Madonna. And of course, I love her. She's my idol. I looked up to her. I used to dress like her in the 80s. So that was actually pretty cool. I've seen her in concert quite a few times. But yeah, she's here and I went to see her and I'm exhausted. I feel like I'm still hungover from 4 days ago.
Listen, girl,
Um,
you cannot be drinking like the same day, like the same ways that we drank when we are younger.
that is correct. This is a 100% given. I was speaking with my sister-in-law because she took the day off after the concert, and I'm like, you were so smart. I'm like, yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm blessed with the fact that I can work from home, so that was a good thing. But it's very hard. We're not 20 anymore, and when you're in that moment, the
You don't
high
feel
is
it. No, no,
there, so you
no.
don't feel it, and you're like, I got this. I'm gonna party like a rock star, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna do this and that, and oh God, it's
Next day
just
you're dying.
next day you are dying, literally dying.
Yeah, yeah.
The dehydration kicks in, and you're like, Lord, please take me away.
Yeah, no, take
Like
me
it's
now.
just bad.
Like,
Yeah, it's really bad. And of course, I think the hangover part of it is probably the worst, but the lethargic feeling, like the I can't function, I can't even open my eyes. Like, oh God, it's just bad.
yeah. Are you like me where I'm like, you know what? I'm just not going to drink like this again.
Of course.
And then I'm like,
And
and
then
then
two
it
days later, I
happens.
start drinking like that again.
Yeah, yeah. What I've noticed, how I noticed it for myself was with brunch.
Yeah.
So like brunch every Sundays I would go for brunch, and this was when I was younger.
Hmm.
And I was I would go out and I would have like nonstop mimosas for like four, five,
Yeah,
6 hours,
unlimited. That was my
unlimited,
favorite. We would go
right?
specifically to the places that you can do the unlimited
Yeah.
mimosas.
And
Right,
it
of
would be
course.
like nonstop, keep it coming, and I'm drinking. I'm feeling perfectly fine, and all I need is probably a 1 hour nap by the time that I get home to then function for nighttime, right?
Yeah.
Because I get home
Yeah.
early enough
Yeah.
to continue. And now I realize that if I have 3 glasses of mimosa,
It's game over.
it's game over for me. I'm
It's
like,
game
who
over.
am I? you
Who
know?
am I? I know. I'm actually usually in my group or my sphere of friends and family. I am usually the one that outdrinks everyone. I always have been. I can tolerate alcohol pretty good,
Yeah.
as you know.
Mm-hmm.
But lately, I've been actually even putting myself down. I'm very good with. I have become better, are the correct words. I have become better with the whole drinking water and eating, while I
Yes.
drink
Yes.
because I don't want to feel sick. I
Yes.
don't want to end up, throwing up or anything
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
That's not fun, obviously. So I try to keep it where I'm not going to go over that edge, right?
Correct.
So what happens is now I've realized that there are certain foods while I'm drinking that I can't have because they worsen my hangover.
Like what kind of food?
I don't know. I feel like if I drink, like if I'm eating things that have like too much sauce while
Okay.
I'm drinking, it makes me feel sick. Like I have to eat like
Oh.
dry things.
Yes, like
Does that
munchy
make sense?
stuff. Yeah, like
Yeah, like
appetizers.
chips and
Yes.
I can have pizza,
Yes,
even though
of
that
course.
has its grease, but I can have pizza. I think things that obviously they're heavier on the carb side, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah,
breads
yeah,
or
yeah.
crackers and
Well,
chips
that's
and
normally what you're supposed to be
of
eating.
course because
Yeah.
it's dry
Yeah,
foods.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, definitely that I gotta watch that, stay on top of that. But yeah, definitely drinking after 40 is not the same as when you're 20. Your
Yeah.
body
Even
is
in
just
your 30s, girl. I'm 37
oh
and I feel it. And the only thing that I'm able to drink now that I've noticed that I'm able to still do it perfectly fine is red wine. Because if you give me white wine, it's going to fuck me up.
oh really?
But red wine, I can drink while I'm having my pasta and pizza and socializing with
Yeah.
individuals and munching, and I'm fine. And I can go through a bottle or two, and I'm like, okay, do I feel a little bit different? A little bit, but it doesn't get me to the point where I'm like, I can't function the next day.
Right, right.
It's like maybe a massive headache, and then that's it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, all right, I'll
Well,
take
that's
it.
the red wine. I respect red wine, and I do. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes I'm in the mood for the red wine,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so I will open a bottle and I'll drink the entire thing by myself at home,
Yeah.
right, while I'm watching a movie or whatever. Um, I had one of the worst hangovers I've had in my life was with red wine. I
Mm.
was in my 20s and I drank, I don't know, maybe 2.5 bottles. It was like a New Year's type or end of the year type party for like a company. And I was with my ex husband, and they had boxes and boxes of red wine.
Oh
So
my
everyone
God.
was just grabbing them and putting them on their table.
Of
So
course.
we ended up drinking so much red wine.
Was it a good wine or cheap?
No, it was cheap wine.
That's why.
And I mean, I don't remember exactly what it was, but I'm sure it wasn't expensive because they were giving it out like it was water,
Yeah.
to the employees of that
Yeah,
company or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
So I was hungover, I think, for like 2.5 days, like that. I
Wow.
could not function. Like I
Yeah.
was out. Like I couldn't even sit up of how
Yeah.
bad my head was hurting, and I thought I was gonna have to go to. I thought I had like alcohol poisoning.
Yeah, the cheap wine does that. I
It was
went
really
to
bad.
Jersey Wings. This was probably 4 years ago, maybe, or three. I forgot. Either prior to me coming out pregnant with Penelope or after giving birth. I forgot.
Hmm.
Um, and I had some wings there because I love their wings. And then I ended up with like 3 glasses of Chardonnay. And
Mm.
girl, 3 glasses is nothing for me.
Right.
But I felt it and I was dying the
Yeah. You
next
see.
day, like
Yeah.
dying.
I think it has to be like obviously when you drink it and when you drink it with, and and like you said, when it's not quality wine, I
Yes.
guess it'll kick you in the ass.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I would love to be better with wine. I have become better with time as far as knowing the wines I like and the what's good and what's bad and choosing my wines. Um, but I think that whole wine thing, like a sommelier and
Mm,
this, it's like so much fun. Like I,
yeah.
I would love to be better with the wine thing.
Yeah.
That actually would be cool to have one when we start having people invited to our show.
Yeah.
See if we can find someone that's really good with wine. I think that would be quite interesting.
That'll be nice.
Like to help us out, and we can actually make it like a little wine tasting type of thing.
Oh, that'll be very cool. I
Actually,
like the
I,
idea
I
of that.
might be able to find someone that can come, and they actually do like a kind of like a Tupperware show,
Yes, I know a lot of people
but
who
they
do
do it
that.
with wine.
Yes,
Yes, we should
yes.
look into that
You
and
should
do
do
that. Yeah.
that. Like, do you want to do it like with friends or like what do you call that? Like with work related stuff,
We could do it either one, either or.
you know?
I think friends would be better.
Yeah, I
We
like
can
that.
have
It's more
nine
intimate.
over, and yeah,
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 it's more
and like just have
intimate.
like maybe 5 people,
Oh,
four
I
or five
like that
people,
idea.
and then have the person come and explain to us, and they do the little
Yeah, yeah,
swooshing
yeah,
and
yeah,
the
yeah.
look at the body and the
Wait,
water and
there's
the
this
color.
there's this funny video on YouTube. I have to send it to you about this guy, and he's like, what do you call this? Eso
Sommelier
mismo,
or
eso mismo,
sommelier,
whatever you call it.
whatever. Yeah, it's
Masters of wine. I don't know what
masters of wine.
the
Yes, it's a very pretty word. I
I
always
can't
fuck
even
it up,
pronounce that
but yeah,
shit.
exactly.
But he introduces you to wines, right? But it's not he doesn't take the most expensive wines out there.
Hmm.
He really talks to you about your average wine that you can drink, that you can take every day, that you can buy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I think the most expensive wine that he's shown on this specific episode is probably $50, right?
Right.
And then he's like, these are great when you're having company over and people are coming over and you're having an intimate dinner, or this is great for like an everyday wine or whatever.
Hmm.
But then the way he swooshes that in his mouth to
Hmm.
taste
Yes.
the wine and the notes of that wine is so fucking funny. I was like, please don't tell me that this is how all of them look when they're doing. So they take that sip and they're like,
Exactly.
and I'm like, okay, this is what they do. And I'm
I
like,
know.
that looks retarded.
I know. Like put yourself in a like really high class restaurant doing this.
They
When the
do.
person comes and shows you the bottle
Yeah.
and puts that little spit of wine in there for you to taste it, and then you're there doing and then and you're like, and the guy standing there. I don't know. I don't even know.
Yeah, it doesn't
Like,
look classy.
It does not look classy at all. Like, how is that elegant?
It's
It
not.
looks like you're brushing your teeth with wine.
Scope.
Scope, Listerine. I
Yeah,
can't. But
yeah,
I
no.
guess that's what makes
That's
it
how they
cool,
do it. I
That's how they
guess
do
so.
it.
What happens is that it opens it up. Like it's like how you have to smell the wine right before you
Hmm.
taste it, and then it opens up all of those sensories in your mouth and your
Hmm.
nose, so that when you do take that, of wine, right? You get
Right.
to taste all of those notes. At least that's what the guy was explaining, but he looked fucking retarded doing it.
Exactly.
And but I did learn about a few wines, and Sergio ended up buying a bottle of the one that he recommended, which it was an Italian wine, and it was very good. I
Yeah.
remember it
Like a
being very
Chianti or
good.
whatever.
It wasn't a Chianti. No, it was
Oh,
not a Chianti because I'm not a big fan of Chiantis. But it was something else. I forgot what it was, but it was
yeah.
good. It
Yeah.
was good. Yeah.
Yeah. We should definitely do that. 100%.
Yeah.
Let's book it, say it, put it in the universe.
Yes. What I did want to do was the
Mm.
sur la table, the cooking.
Oh, I've seen that come up on my feed.
It is amazing. I did it and I loved it.
Yeah.
And we brought our own bottles of wine
Uh
while we
huh.
were there cooking, but it was just such a great experience.
Yeah.
And I think that that'll be either a great team building event
Yeah.
or an intimate event with close friends.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. That looks like a lot of fun. I've seen it come up on my feed a couple
it
times.
was.
I have a little bit of anxiety when it comes to cooking. If it's something that I don't know how to cook, I have kind of realized that. Like if I am making my arroz con pollo, things that I'm comfortable with,
Yeah.
I'm
No
okay with
problem.
it. And but if I go to these places or like see these places that people actually have to go like the step by step and follow the person and all that, with the cooking thing, I don't know if I have the patience to do it. I guess I have to go through it to kind of figure it out.
So they teach you, they go step by step
Right,
with you.
right. Kind of like
Yes.
painting with a twist. They teach
Yeah.
you the fucking painting and you're
Yeah.
painting it. And
And they've done some parts of it for you, right? So
okay,
they've already so if like you needed one garlic, you they already have that one piece of garlic
it's
there for
minced.
you, but it's not minced yet. You're gonna mince it.
Oh,
But what I liked about it was some of the utensils that they were using. And I was
mm.
like,
You're like, fuck, I want this for my kitchen.
it was a fucking like a little tube that you put the garlic thing, the whole garlic thing in, and you just roll it on the table and it peels the fucking garlic for you. And I'm
You're
like,
like, can I order this? Is this on Amazon?
yeah,
I'm sure it
because
is.
it
Everything's
is.
on
I
fucking
don't even know the
Amazon.
fucking name for it, you know?
Okay, just
Pero
be like, go down the rabbit hole and put garlic peeler.
yeah,
I'm
garlic
sure
peeler.
eventually it'll come up.
And it was just so easy to use. It
Yeah.
was fun. And then I ended up buying a divider that cuts. Like you could use it as a cutting or a divider or whatever.
Hmm.
And it was just super cool because when I was using it, I was scraping like the leftover foods from like the cutting board,
Right.
and I was using this, or you can use it to scoop, or then you can use it just to cut your pasta in pieces,
Yeah.
you know. So making your own pasta from scratch while I was drinking wine was amazing, you know.
That's awesome.
And we drank a lot, but I didn't feel hungover because everything that we were eating was very
Of course, you
starchy,
were in
you
the
know.
middle of
Yeah,
the eating. Yeah.
yeah,
So back to the hangovers to stay on topic. It is not fun to feel that way. The whole, feeling, dizzy or it wasn't even it wasn't even nausea. It's just I don't know. It's such an odd
yeah.
feeling. Like
So
you
I have a
feel like you're
question
not.
for you, though. I think my question to you is, what has been the worst, or not the worst, but the craziest thing that has happened to you, you know, because you drank too much? Like what have you done, or what has happened to you because you drank too much?
I crashed
Like your car?
like my car, and I crashed into an Uber driver.
That's like a DUI.
I know, but I wasn't.
Oh.
But I was actually. I know. I shouldn't have been driving. Confession time. I was in the Beyonce concert.
Okay, you can't go to concerts. This is the thing.
I was in the Beyonce concert, and I left the concert, and we were there super. I mean that Marlins Park was out of control, packed for
Yeah,
her
yeah.
concert. It was just out of control. And when we left, I was actually in the parking, or I hit him in the parking. Like he
Okay.
parked really close to me. So I
Ah,
was trying to move out, like kind of wiggle out of the spot, and
yeah.
I bumped him in front. I started crying, of course, because
Of
I was nervous, and I was and if he were to call the cops, for
That's
sure, I
it.
would have been
That's it.
in trouble. So he was, obviously God sent. God was protecting me. Super nice guy, and I gave him my driver's license, my insurance, and of course I fixed his car within a week. Within a couple of days, I
Yeah.
fixed it.
Oh,
It
so
was
you
just
did it on
literally a
your own?
dent.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, but that was scary.
Of
So to
course.
answer, the worst thing that's happened has probably been that, because I would put that up
Okay.
in the top.
I would have been scared too.
Yeah, that was bad. That was a bad. It sobered me up really really quick. But I want to say another one in my top three was I went to a bachelorette. No, I did not. I went to a my daughter-in-law's 21st birthday, Camila.
Okay. Okay.
We went to Booby Trap,
Oh,
La
nice.
Bear.
Yeah, yeah,
We
yeah.
went to La Bear first, then we ended up at Booby
Okay.
Trap. And when we left there, well, story is when we went to La Bear's, these motherfuckers sold me a bottle of vodka 30 minutes before the fucking place closes.
So you had to drink it
Of
fast.
course, you can't walk out with a bottle.
Yeah, yeah,
Why the fuck would they offer me a bottle 30 minutes before the club closed? Right?
yeah,
It's like 2:30 in the morning, whatever.
yeah,
So they gave us, thank God it was a small bottle, but me and Chichi were there, and Camila, she really doesn't drink a lot. So me and Chichi were, we chugged our drink,
yeah.
and then we, of course, said, can we take it? They're like, no. So we asked for two huge solo cups, and we put ice and then just poured out the entire bottle into two cups. So it's just straight vodka in
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah,
gigantic
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
cup. And we walked out. We went to Booby Trap for a while to
Mhm.
kind of like drink the alcohol. And then that's it. When we were done, we got into the car. Of course, I wanted to drive, and
Mhm.
thank God Chichi. Well, I started to drive, started heading the wrong way on our way home. Not the wrong way, like
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
opposite
yeah,
street,
yeah.
but
I've
just
done
heading
that.
the wrong way
Yeah, I've
home.
done that sober.
Oh God. And then Chi, thank the Lord, Chi
Yeah.
was better than me. So she's like, we're going the wrong way. And then I was like, no, we're not. And then she fought me to the, thank God, to the wheel, and was able to get us home. So that would probably be in my, that along with in my top three worst things that have happened to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, how about you?
I don't know about worse things. There was one time I had a lot of drink. I went to Houston's, and I was drinking with a buddy of mine there. And we went through probably 3 bottles of Sauvignon Blanc, which I hate Sauvignon Blanc.
Yeah, I don't like Sauvignon Blanc either. I
Fucking
was
hate it.
just telling my sister that
Fucking hate it.
last week.
And
I
I think
definitely,
it's
if I had to
because of
pick
that,
white, it would be Pinot Grigio.
or
My
Chardonnay for
number one
me.
is Chardonnay.
Yeah,
Yes,
but not definitely not Sauvignon Blanc.
it's super super dry.
Oh, it's horrible,
Yeah.
horrible. But I don't remember, like, I don't even know how I got home that day because I remember going on 95 and I felt like there was 10 lanes. Like, that's how dizzy I was,
Oh
all
man,
over the
that's so
place. And
bad.
I had a
Yep.
20-minute drive like that. And it was just horrible,
Oh,
horrible.
guys, to our listeners, we apologize. We are more responsible now. We're not getting out in the road drunk. This is like
No,
portraying.
no.
This is this. These are past, very
Yes, very
past stories.
past stories.
Oh
I'll give
Jesus.
you one that's very past so that our listeners can know that
Yes,
it's
our
very
listeners do not
past.
think that we're fucking
You
driving
know,
drunk everywhere. Go. Uh
no,
huh.
not this one. I wasn't driving drunk, but I remember I got drunk over taking shots of Jaeger bombs,
Oh God,
doing
Jaeger
that.
bombs. I hate that.
Yes, the
That's
whole
definitely that
night.
takes me to my 20s for
Yeah, well,
real.
I was
Yeah.
in my 20s.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, yeah.
and I was doing these Jaeger bombs, and I ended up waking up at 7 o'clock in the morning in a hotel with an Indian man.
Oh God. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've had those too.
and I'm like, what am I doing here?
I know.
And then he recorded us, and all of
Oh
these things like
Jesus.
that. I was like, oh my God.
Oh Lord.
And then I can't remember anything. So I get home. By the time I wake up 7 o'clock in the morning, and I'm putting on my clothes. By the time I get home, it's 9 o'clock in the morning. And my mom was like, where were you? I was like, I don't even know. And she thought I'm lying
Mom,
to
I
her.
don't
And I'm
know.
like, no, the truth is I drank too much and I don't know what the hell happened.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I just don't know. And funny story, I have to backtrack this, and
Backtrack this.
it's not gonna be in the same thing of drinking a lot, but I remember this time that happened. Right, I was drinking a lot, and then I go get some blood work done prior to this, but my results came in that day or the next day, and they leave a recording message like, "Hey, this is Doctor. This is a message for Giselle. Giselle, can you please call us? We have your test results back." And my mom hears this, and she's going crazy because she's thinking, "What the fuck happened?" Like, my daughter comes home, she doesn't remember anything. The doctor's calling her. She's
Oh my
thinking
God.
like the
So she thought
worst.
it coincided with the
Yeah,
same. Oh
she's like,
God.
something's going on here, whatever. And I'm like, no, I just got fucked up drinking a lot, doing shots that I shouldn't have, woke up with someone that I have no clue who he is. Which turned out to be a neuro surgeon.
Shut up.
An Indian doctor that came from royalty, because after that night we maintained in contact with one
Oh
another.
my God, how funny.
Very funny. Very fucking funny.
That is crazy.
Yes.
That's
And
funny.
we were like, I wouldn't say, I wouldn't call it dating, but we went out on
You
a
were like
few dates,
talking, hanging out.
talking,
Yeah.
hanging out, going out on a few dates here and there. And one of the most sweetest guys I've ever met, right? And I was like, fucking
What are the
hey, like,
chances, bro?
what are the chances?
That's fucking
A
crazy.
surgeon from Fairfax, Virginia, a
That's
brain
crazy.
surgeon. Yeah.
That's crazy. That would happen to you, bro. That would happen to you.
Yes.
Oh God. So moral of our story and moral of our talk today is don't fucking overdrink or try to control yourself with drinking. And definitely when as you get older, drinking is not fun the following day.
Yeah, I just think I think that our body changes, right?
Yeah.
And everything just all around us changes,
It's
right?
true. Yeah, everything, of
So
course.
the things that we do now are just a bit different, right? We
Yeah.
can't drink, and probably we got the same way. We just it didn't affect us as much, or we don't remember it.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know?
I'm sure when we drank when we were in our 20s, that the next day we hated life, and we after we threw
But then
up
that's
and
it.
the whole thing, we just kind of like reset and keep going.
Yeah.
But now it takes a toll on us because we are older. Our organs are not the same. They don't bounce back the same way.
Yeah.
We don't bounce back the same way about anything. I mean, really, even going back, forget about the whole drinking and being hungover. Like when I get my period nowadays, it's not like when I was, when I was young, like a teenager,
Yeah.
the cramps were brutal.
Yeah.
Right. But
Yeah,
then
yeah, yeah.
after getting pregnant and having my kids, I tolerate pain so much
Of
better.
course, of course.
Obviously. So that right there in itself, I mean, are the cramps worse? I don't think they're worse. You just tolerate them
You
more.
just tolerate them
It's like it's
differently. Yeah, yeah,
different,
yeah.
it's just different. Your
Very
body
true.
changes, your tolerance changes, your
Yeah.
everything changes.
Like I know I'm 37 and I know that I cannot drink the same way that I used to drink. And heck, I can't even drink the same way that I used to drink prior to being pregnant
Yeah.
with Penny. Like after I became a mom and after my hormones changed and things like that, like I realized it was very different for me.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
agree. Yeah, no, I have my moments. I think it has a lot to do with, what I eat for sure. And I have my moments if I do, and the type of alcohol. If I do beer, the next day I'm like a truck ran me over.
Yeah, yeah.
I love beer. People who know me, they
I
know
like beer,
I love beer. I love it. I enjoy it, especially in a summer day, drinking my beer and it being really, really, really cold. It's awesome. But definitely my hangover or the way I feel the next day is different with everything that I drink. And if I mix, forget about it.
It's horrible.
That's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, if I start with wine and I mix with something else, I cannot go back to wine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
a bad idea.
Yeah, it's happened and it was bad. Yeah.
Bad idea. Oh God. Okay. So we are, this was great. Guys, we have things coming up. We're in the works. We're getting some videos prepared for you guys to see us, and hopefully, God willing, I think that we should start going live at some point in the very near future.
Yes, we're going to get there. I promise you.
Yes, we promise, guys. We promise. It's in the works.
We're
working behind the scenes, and we're going to start having, I think that we should try to aim to have a guest with us at least maybe once a month.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, not all the time.
No, not all the time. This is our show.
Yeah.
But we don't mind sharing it with someone every once in a while. I think once a month is good. Once every maybe 4 or 5 weeks, I think it's good. And eventually, once we have a little bit more feedback from our audience, I think they should kind of choose our topics. I think that would be fun.
I always like that. Yeah.
So I'm looking forward
Let's
to that.
tell them the
truth.
truth. Sometimes we just run out of topics to talk about.
Yes, we will tell you the truth. Sometimes we don't know what the fuck to talk about. And the funny thing is when we get together, we don't shut up. We have tons of shit to talk about, but then we want to kind of hone in on one thing so we're not all over the place when we're here with you guys. But yeah, so that's where we are.
Alrighty then. So until next week.
Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and have a great weekend.
Hopefully you're feeling better next week.
I know.
Okay, bye.
Bye.